Bulletcast for life.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Bulletcast. We are about the number 42nd sports and recreational podcast, but yet again, we are the only sports and recreational podcast that is simply just too sweet. I'm your host, I'm the Podfather. I'm the reigning, defending Bulletcast heavyweight champion, and just like Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Roddy Strong, and Adam Cole, this reign is forever undisputed. On the line is the man who dislikes you if you're from Toronto or Vancouver. I got the Canadian Destroyer Brandon on the line. How's it going there, guy?
Hello, Philip. You know, it's going okay. You talked about the APW show we went to. It was very memorable. Well, it's been even more memorable after what's happened the past couple days, because as you know, I wrote a story about it for the Golden Gate Express, which is the San Francisco State newspaper I write for. And I talked to Reno Scum, and I quoted Adam Thornstowe saying that, normally they work like in front of kids, and they said that the Reno Scum, wherever they go, and if they cuss in front of kids, so be it. And so I put that in the article, and then on Wednesday, Adam Thornstowe decided to go on a little bit of a Twitter rant saying that he never said that, and I'm fake news, and unfortunately I don't have the sufficient evidence to supply that he actually said that, but I know for a fact he did say that, so I stand by what I said. So, the article had to be taken down, but I'm just here. I'm a platform to say that I stand by what I wrote, and I'm not fake news.
Oh, so are we enemies with the Reno Scum now?
Oh, I don't know if you are, but I probably am.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we just upset people in the wrestling world, man.
I mean, my teacher said you're not a real reporter until you piss somebody out, so I guess I'm a real reporter now.
Hey, congratulations, my boy Brandon's a real reporter. Yeah, what? I mean, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to go look at that tweet after we finish recording the podcast. All right, well, let's jump into it. Outside of the ring, so Saudi Arabia, they offer WWE $20 million for The Rock to appear at their 2019 show as WWE Champion.
Well, first off, I don't think The Rock is going to be WWE Champion. He might wrestle at WrestleMania next year. There's some rumors. It seems like a likely possibility if his schedule holds up and he has a little time to do that, because he ain't getting any younger. If he wants to scratch that itch one more time, he can, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to ever appear in Saudi Arabia for WWE just because, he has political aspirations, and if he wants to run for office or do anything in the political scheme, Kane, he's not a big of a star politically, or he doesn't have as much money as The Rock does. The Rock doesn't really have a reason why he would go to Saudi Arabia and take the PR hit of appearing, in front of the Saudi prince and all the things that's going on over there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would hope WWE wouldn't jeopardize storylines just to have Dwayne as the world heavyweight champion, but money's money. We got that money in the sand pay-per-view coming up again in November, and then we got Australia, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, moving on from that, Kofi Kingston hits a new milestone. It was reported on a Tuesday that he has the longest championship, most combined reigns as a tag team champion. Currently, at the time of this recording, it is 959 days. So, he's already the longest tag team champion in the history of WWE with that one single title reign back a few years ago. And now he has the most combined days as champion. He even took to Twitter and he said thank you to all the guys who have been tag champs with him. R-Truth, Big E, Xavier Woods, Evan Bourne, and CM Punk. CM Punk even responded to him, sent him a GIF with the thumbs up.
Well, they were tag team champions together, so him and CM Punk at least used to be best friends. We all know what Corey Graves said about how he is now, but Kofi and Punk still, I think, have a little bit of a relationship, at least. Maybe not physically, but they're still friends, I hope.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, congratulations to Kofi Kingston, man. He's a veteran. He's done a lot. I think he of the current roster, I think he has the most championships won of anybody with the tag titles, the IC, and the US. So, congrats to him, man. All right, Jim Ross believes champions should wear their titles. How do you feel about that?
So does he mean like legit wear them around the waist?
Oh, so he was on Busted Open. He said he believes champions should wear their championships on their waist.
I mean, I do feel like nowadays the style is just thrown over the shoulder. I think it would be kind of cool to see it kind of make a comeback. It is more of that like sports-like feel, even though like in UFC and boxing, you hardly ever see the champions actually wear the belt. Because like in UFC, they don't even bring the belts to the ring. But, I mean, it is kind of a throwback of what champions used to do. Bigger people, obviously, I don't think they can do that unless, like I was watching Total Divas the other day, and they showed that Nia Jax won the championship, and she had it, she kind of, like, put it around her waist, and, like, no offense to Nia, but that thing wasn't going to fit around her waist, so she physically couldn't do that. But, I mean, I agree with Jim that maybe they should start doing that. I don't think I'm not offended that they put it over their shoulder. I'm offended when Roman throws it over his back like it's a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. Because when Roman was US and IC champ, he threw it over his shoulder kind of like an afterthought. But the Universal title, he fought all this time to get it. He should at least, have it on his shoulder the correct way, or if not, wear the championship on his waist. You fought all this time to get this championship. You have all this pride in this piece of gold. You should wear it like a champion.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is he throws it over his shoulder, so even when he's walking with it, you don't even see the title, you just see, like, the little gold piece at the very end for the buckles and stuff, so you don't even see the championship when he's walking.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, Stone Cold and The Rock wouldn't wear their championships, I guess, so maybe that's kind of the reason why they do that, because, I don't know, people just follow in their lead, but John Cena would do it, so...
I mean, but like with Rock and Austin, like you could see the title when they would carry it in their hand.
Well, I mean, everybody else does that except for Roman.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. That's what a discussion was on Busted Open a couple of days ago. All right, Joey Janela is injured. He injured himself at an indie show this past weekend, and I've seen reports he's torn in his MCL and ACL, and he's bruised some stuff in his knee. Thoughts?
He was on Stone Cold's podcast a couple months ago. He said that he hasn't suffered any major injuries thus far after all the crazy stuff he's done, and probably he put it out there in the universe and he jinxed himself. So
yeah.
a little unfortunate. He's going to be out for I think like 6 to 10 months. So he's probably not even going to be on his own show at WrestleMania weekend if he even has one.
Yeah, I don't even know if he has health insurance because he was on Sam Roberts' pod after All In, and he says he doesn't even have like a bank account or a savings account. He just throws all this money he makes from his dates in a drawer at his house.
I mean, that's not exactly the most safest way to keep your money because you're just one, robbery away from losing everything.
Yeah, he just has a bunch of crumpled up 20s and 50s in a drawer in his house. He doesn't even know how much is in there.
Well, hopefully it's enough to pay for a knee surgery.
Yeah, all the thousands of dollars in medical bills, Alright, we got some quick Inside the Ring news real quick. Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor, that is this weekend. The most notable match, Cody Rhodes is defending the NWA World title against Willie Mack. Do you know of any other matches on the card? Because I don't have it in front of me.
Jay Lethal's facing Will Ospreay is the big-ass, tag match with, a whole bunch of Bullet Club people and New Japan people going off at it. I mean, that could be its own main event there. They can go an hour if they wanted to. Punishment Martinez is defending the TV title. I think the Briscoes and Addiction are going at it for the tag team championships. So it's an okay card, not the best in the world, but
all right.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'll be honest.
Well, are you gonna watch New Japan Fighting Spirit Unleashed?
Of course. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it live because now that I'm a real reporter, I'm going to be covering the soccer games. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to see if I can at least watch the last 4 or 5 matches, the ones I talked about under the radar. You can listen to it after this podcast.
Yes. Is Kenny defending the title?
No, he is in a tag team match with Kota Ibushi going up against Kazuchika Okada and Ishii in the main event.
Well, I know Cody Rhodes is going up for the United States Heavyweight title. He's going up against Juice Robinson. This is a very interesting predicament. Does NWA want their champion to lose, or do they keep the title on Juice?
I mean, I think Juice is gonna win. I don't think there's any storyline reason why they would have it on Cody. And I mean, Juice hasn't had it for that long. And the thing is, I'm most curious about is just what their reaction is, because coming off of All In, Cody is one of the top baby faces in the indie world right now. So Juice is like the lovable underdog baby face, and that's kind of his gimmick. But I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what the reaction is. I'm pretty sure Cody's going to be. Maybe we're going to see a subtle heel from Juice.
I don't know. He got that massive pop in the Cow Palace when he won the title from my boy Jay White. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting scenario for that specific match. All right, moving on from that, This Day in Wrestling. Steve Austin drives a Zamboni on Monday Night Raw in 1998. Do you remember this at all?
I mean, I remember it because I saw it later. I'm not old enough to watch it live, Philip. I was like 4 years old at the time, so my parents didn't love me enough to let me watch, Stone Cold flip people off at 4 years old.
I mean, do you have any memories of it at all? I'm not saying you had to watch it like when it was live, pal.
I mean, yeah, I've seen almost all the Stone Cold gimmicks where he drives stuff up to the ring. I don't exactly remember it entirely, but I mean, that was his thing. He would just commandeer random vehicles and he just take them to the ring and kick some ass.
Just drive stuff, yeah. All right. Also on this episode of Monday Night Raw, Kane wins the Intercontinental Championship. I believe this was Kane's only IC title reign.
Good for Kane.
Good for Kane.
Alright,
also the 58th episode of Smackdown happened on this day in 2000. The most notable match from that, WWF Champion The Rock and Triple H go up against Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. Also, Smackdown 423 from 2007. The most notable match from that, The Undertaker versus Mark Henry.
Sounds like a Smackdown match from 2007.
Exactly. Alright, Jason Jordan, he turns the big dirty 30 today.
Okay. Party hard.
Party hard, yes. And Steve Blackman is 55.
I haven't heard Steve Blackman's name in a while.
No, one of my favorite hardcore champions. A 6-time hardcore champ. Make a comeback, dude. We needs it. We must have it. All right, we got some fan mail, man. We got some interesting fan mail. I only read one of them. Oh, wow. Somebody just sent one in 2 minutes ago. Okay.
Okay, well, there you go. Made it right in.
Yes.
While we were recording, we get fan mail. Look at that. We're actually like a real podcast.
I know. All right, Stephen Myers at gmail.com. Joe going to Styles' house. Is that this generation's Austin going to Pillman's house? I don't know about all that.
I mean, the gun angle and all that stuff. I mean, it definitely didn't have the same vibe because somebody wasn't going to get killed. But we can talk about it on SmackDown a little bit later. I had some issues with it, just the whole believability aspect of the thing. I mean, I don't think is the Brian Pillman gun angle the most memorable thing.
I mean, Pillman's got a gun.
From whatever that was, 96, 97?
Pillman's got a gun.
I mean, I think by the end of the year, we're going to forget about Joe going to Styles' house.
Yeah. All right, Tony G on Instagram. 2002 through 2005, rapping John Cena was great. Could we see that in a PG format today?
I mean, we've seen it before. He brought it back when he was feuding with The Rock. I mean, if he ever does want to bring it back, I mean, I don't understand why he wouldn't. I just think in John Cena right now, he's just out there doing his thing in the movies. If he does want to come back, like what he's doing for Australia and probably for Saudi Arabia, it's just to get a paycheck. And I mean, John Cena is in a match for the first time since WrestleMania, and it's not even a big deal. It's just, oh yeah, John Cena's going to tag with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, The Dr. Thugonomics, I love the gimmick. It was one of my favorites as a kid. I'd go around school and saying some of the things he did, I would get in some trouble. But like you said, he brought it back. What 2012, 11 when he was feuding with Dwayne. Uh, I think Cena's so far past that element of his career and character that he's the happy-go-lucky, fun dad. I guess you could say that.
I mean, if he ever wants to turn heel, he can have like aspects of the character. He's not going to be a full-fledged rapper ever again, I don't think. I mean, he might bust out a rhyme every now and then just to be funny or to do something, but I don't think we're ever going to see, John Cena with the backwards cap rocking some Lakers throwback jersey.
I mean, I don't know, man. Eminem might be afraid to dish my boy John Cena.
I mean, I said he was the greatest white rapper not named Eminem, so...
That's very true. That's very true.
I mean,
Cena's number 2.
I'm going to put him over Eminem. I can't remember, such a long time ago.
It was, Cena might be the number 2. My boy Mac Miller, he's in the top 3. R.I.P. All right, our last fan mail segment, Mr. Toledo at gmail.com. Hey guys, cool.
This the one that just snuck in at the last second?
No, that was the Stephen Myers one.
Oh, okay. Shout out Stephen Myers.
Yeah. All right, so Mr. Toledo at gmail.com. Hey guys, cool podcast. Love the name piggybacking off of the Bullet Club. My question is Brie Bella in-ring ready? She's been back for a while and has failed suicide dives and injured Liv Morgan. Also, she is too small to do power moves, and why doesn't she have her own moveset? She continually uses Daniel Bryan's moveset. It was cool when he was retired, but he's back now. She should get her own moves.
Well, I think that's a perfect segue to our Raw recap, Philip.
Is it just a perfect segue to the Raw recap?
I think it's a perfect segue to kick off the Riot Squad versus the Bella Twins and Natalya.
Yes, it is. So the Raw recap. Here we are. Alright, so yes, the Riot Squad defeats Natty Neidhart and the Bella Twins.
So yeah, this match was... I didn't even watch this match live. I fast forward through because it's just a 6-woman tag. I don't really care about this. And then I saw on the internet later that my girl Liv Morgan got knocked out, and I was like, oh, poor Liv. Yeah. And then I had to look back, and Brie Bella just kicking her, not once, but twice in the face, not even paying attention to Liv. She was focusing on the corner and kicking at the same time. Well, not like at the same time, but she was like, kick, look to the corner, then kick. And, accidents happen. I'm not going to be over here on the Twitter mob just demanding that she gets fired. Accidents do happen, but when you're not a good in-ring competitor, accidents are more likely to happen, so you put 2 and 2 together. I think you understand.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like this, because I watched it and I saw the first kick to the face. I was like, oh my god, that's pretty stiff. Because really looking at it,
I mean, the kicks are supposed to hit you in the chest, not in the face.
I think Liv was kind of like hunched over a little bit, and that's when she got kicked in the face. I do hope that she's okay. I pray to God that she's okay. But I mean, accidents do happen. Like Seth Rollins, he's a great worker. He injured Finn Balor and ended Sting's career. Owen Hart, probably one of the best wrestlers of all time. He took years off of Stone Cold's career when he broke his neck with a pile driver. These accidents happen. Guys in Japan are kicking each other in the face for real, so it's okay. But
yeah, like the Riot Squad, I understand Ruby Riott getting pissed off at Brie, and then apparently Brie, stiffed Ruby again on accident, with the forearm, and, Brie just, I don't know if it's, ring rust, or she just wasn't on par that day, but, I mean, this isn't a good look for Brie, because she came back, she put the suicide in suicide dives, and that's one thing to be hurting yourself with moves you shouldn't be doing, but when you start hurting other people with simple moves like a kick, I'm not a wrestler, but I assume that I could at least do those yes kicks and not hurt someone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And, Liv might not even be able to be on that Australia show with Ronda Rousey, which is probably, one of her biggest paydays she's ever had, and it's just a shame that something that she had no control over, I hope she gets paid, but she might not even be able to fly out there with the concussion.
Yeah, I do hope Liv Morgan gets well soon. Maybe Brie should just take a seat back and go go be a mom to what's her name, Birdie.
Yeah, how do you not know Birdie? I mean, come on, Birdie is like the best wrestling baby we have.
I'm more focused on Monroe Sky, to be honest.
So you're a Monroe Sky. I'm Team Birdie all day.
You're Team Birdie. I'm Team Monroe Sky. Oh man.
But I think we need to circle back to the question if Brie Bella should be ripping off Dana Bryan's moves as much as she does.
Yeah, because I mean, Nikki, like she was pretty bad at the beginning for quite some time, but she changed up the moveset. She got pretty all right at the end of the run. You know.
I mean, as much as people give her crap for breaking AJ's title reign, I mean, that's probably like the best run she's ever had in ring wise, and the storyline she had with like John Cena and The Miz and like other people later on in her career without Brie, that's probably some of the best work she's ever done.
Exactly. So you know, Nikki got pretty nice at the end. Brie, I don't know what's going on there.
All right, well, Brie's always been the worst out of the two. To be honest, in ring.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on from that, Finn Balor, he's John Wayne Tough and James Dean Cool. He defeats my boy, the Maharaja, Jinder Mahal.
Well, thank God Jinder Mahal lost to Finn Balor, because if he didn't, if Finn Balor lost, I would have been really mad.
Jinder Mahal's a former WWE champion. I mean,
but Finn Balor's the first ever Universal champ.
I mean, what was he really the champion of the universe?
I mean, is anybody the champion of the universe?
Jeff Cobb.
Shut up, Jeff Cobb.
Shut up, Jeff Cobb. Go check out the interview in the archives. All right, yeah. Thoughts on the match, though?
I mean, the match was fine. Just another kind of throwaway Raw match to fill time. Nothing fancy here.
Yeah, I feel like Finn's just twiddling his thumbs backstage until he gets put in something meaningful.
I feel like we've been saying that for like the past year ever since he came back.
Yeah, like what's gonna happen? We don't know. All right, well, moving on from that, my girl Nia Jax defeats Alicia Fox with a Samoan drop.
As she should, I guess. I mean, Nia, she's a babyface. She's kind of the lovable monster, like Andre the Giant, I guess. I guess she should be beating Alicia Fox.
Yes. All right, well, I guess moving on from that, the Kevin Owens show made a return with Elias. And I love the Kevin Owens show. One of my favorite segments. And, you know, they discuss Lio Rush, and Lio Rush comes out there, hypes up Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley goes into a match with Elias, and Lashley defeats Elias via DQ.
I find it strange how the last time we had the Kevin Owens show was on the side of the ring, or on the side of the stage, just so Braun Strowman could tip something over. I don't know if Kevin Owens learned his lesson, he just kept it in the ring, but maybe they should have at least addressed that a little bit by him saying something.
I mean, Kevin Owens is a smart man. I feel like he just put it in the ring so Braun can tip it over.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a fun little feud. I mean, Kevin Owens and Lio Rush going back and forth. Seems like it should be fun. Elias is Elias. He's going to do his Elias thing.
Elias things.
Yeah, but this is all setting up for that tag team match at Australia.
Yes, the show down under.
I mean, I like what they're doing with Lio Rush and Lashley right now. Can it be a heel team down the line? I think maybe they have more. I think it has more upside if you end up turning them heel. But I think for right now they're doing a good job.
All right, yeah, they're doing pretty cool. I like the pairing of Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley, and then the mixed match challenge, throwing Mickie James in the mix. It's all sorts of fun.
We're all about fun here.
We're all about fun, yes. All right, Triple H, while he was getting back into his limo with his wife, Stephanie McMahon. Happy belated birthday, Stephanie, by the way. Shout out. All right, who was it? It was Charlie Caruso, I believe. She goes up to Triple H and asks him about the remarks The Undertaker made about him the week previous. And Hunter says he sold his soul a long time ago. Thoughts on that?
So just in like the segment or two before this, they had the giant pediatric cancer Conyers Cure little ceremony where they donate all this money. And, you know, I'm not here to say I don't want companies donating to pediatric cancer, but, I mean, I think we've talked about this in the past of how WWE just kind of puts themselves over so much about all the charity work they do. And, like, if you want to do this segment like, during a commercial break or make it like a YouTube exclusive or something like that. Like, that's perfectly fine. But sometimes I feel a little uneasy when WWE just, throws kids out there. It has been worse, to be honest. It's probably one of the better campaigns they've done thus far. But, I mean, going back to the Triple H thing, like, they're baby faces donating whatever it was, $200,000 to charity, and then 5-10 minutes later we're supposed to, like, hate him again because he's the game, and he's talking all this crap about The Undertaker. So, I just feel like the continuity within the span of like 15 minutes, especially with the Stephanie and Triple H characters, are just so inconsistent. Because you have Triple H who pretty much has like 3 characters. He has like Daddy Triple H from NXT. He has the game that he is with Stephanie and the Authority, and then you have like corporate Triple H where he comes out and he has to stand next to Stephanie while they do these like corporate shenanigans and like talk about how great the company is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He does have all those 3 personas. It's interesting though. I think the line that he sold his soul a long time ago, I think that really plays on like what the internet says. He married the boss's daughter. He sold his soul. Yada yada yada. So, I mean, it's all leading to Shawn Michaels making a return next week anyway. So,
yeah, in the second hour, like, I know we're not talking about ratings a whole bunch on this show, but like the viewership from like the first to second hour dropped off like over 100,000 or hundreds of thousands from hour 1 to hour 2, and normally the drop off is like minuscule, like a couple thousand. So I don't know if it was because of the whole Connor's Cure presentation to why that dropped off, but I mean, Raw's ratings recently have not been very good, and maybe because Roman Reigns is on top might be the reason.
I don't know about that. I mean, like, we're in such a different age of technology where they have Hulu and they can get what they need out of Raw by, streaming it or even just watching the YouTube clips. Like, even like 5 or 6 years ago, ratings were such a big deal. Now, they're not as big a deal. I mean, they're still a big deal, but like, when Fox comes in 2019 with the Smackdown deal, ratings are going to start to be a little bit more important.
Yeah, but Smackdown isn't falling off the cliff as much as Raw is. Like, Raw used to be head and shoulders above SmackDown in terms of ratings, and now they're almost equal at this point. Well, and when SmackDown goes to Fox or SmackDown might honestly be like the number 1 show because they get those broadcast viewers.
I mean, Raw used to be must-see when The Miz was there. Now that he's on SmackDown, SmackDown's better. So I'm just saying, The Miz is a big part of this.
I mean, The Miz is the top guy in the company, right?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. Alright, so Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, they defend and retain their Raw Tag Team Championships against The Revival. This was a really good match.
Yeah, really good match. The Revival, maybe not outright turning babyface, but they definitely were the babyface in this situation. On paper, if you told me that this match was going to happen, I probably would have just thought it was going to be a squash, just get the automatic rematch out of the way, and just be like, okay, we cleaned our hands with the Revival, who cares, on to the next thing, and we're going to focus on Dean and Seth. But no, I mean, they had a really competitive match, and the Revival kind of showed how good they really are. The Revival of the Revival.
Yes. They were really working over it strong, Ziggler was really selling for these guys, so, it made the Revival look a lot better than what they have been in the last, 6 months or even a year. So this was a big upside for the Revival, even though they took an L. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, moving on. Is there dissension in the Shield? So the Raw opens up, with Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins making their way down through the crowd. Rollins has the IC strap. Roman throwing that Universal strap over his shoulder, slinging it like a sack of potatoes, like you said. And they're in the ring, and, Roman's talking about how these championships are the keys to the kingdom. And then the Dogs of War make their way out there. And, Braun's telling Roman to keep that belt real shiny and nice for him. And Dolph Ziggler, he starts talking to Dean, and he tells Dean they're just using him. You must feel out of place. Seth and Roman have championships, and you don't. He starts talking about stuff on SmackDown from 2 years ago, when Dean was WWE champion, and how he saw the fire in his eyes, how he was running the place. So, I mean, thoughts on that promo?
I mean, in the beginning, when the Shield was in the ring and they were going back and forth, it was kind of funny that I think Seth was maybe the first one to talk, and then they handed off to Roman, and just the crowd erupted in boos. Just another showing of how Roman just isn't cast in the right role. But I mean, back and forth, it was fine. I guess the whole. I mean, are you going to talk about the whole Dean Ambrose will he or won't he angle that just went throughout the entire show?
Oh no, we are.
Because I mean, I felt like they just hit us over the head way too hard with that thing.
Yeah, and then what? McIntyre comes to Dean, and he's offering him stuff, and then Seth is talking to. Well, no, it was Ziggler talking to Dean, and then Seth and McIntyre. So it was a whole thing, man. Of just.
I mean, WWE wonders why they have low ratings. They're, I don't know what the exact word is, but like the viewers that they pull in, aren't the best and smartest or whatever the thing is. Because like when you have storylines like this, when you're like, oh, Dean, you're gonna turn on them, right? Because blah blah blah, because they didn't visit you and give you cards up in the hospital, and you just like hammer it home. Like, I don't know how many times they did this. Like, what, 2 or 3 segments of the entire show? Like, I've seen WWE enough that they hammer it home so much that obviously Dean Ambrose isn't gonna turn right now. Will he turn down the line? Maybe. But on this show, the entire thing was, is Dean Ambrose going to turn on the Shield? And it was obvious from, I mean, if you just started off with, like, you just did the one thing, you threw something out there, and, like, the entire show is, like, the commentators talking, and maybe you try to get Dean, and, like, Dean, like, doesn't answer Charlie Caruso's questions or something like that. You just kind of play it up without actually doing anything. You just, has a little bit more anticipation, but people probably wouldn't think that he was going to turn regardless, but I felt WWE just does the whole reverse psychology thing way too much.
I mean, Dean turning, we've been speculating on that for quite some time now, and I mean, I look at it like this. What if they swerve us? Like, what if Seth turned again? I know WWE doesn't like to quote unquote repeat history, so to speak, but I mean, Seth Rollins, he finally understood. He finally got it with the babyface role that he's in now in the IC title run. But him going heel again, because I mean, Seth Rollins is so much better as a heel. It's just it's impeccable how great he is as a bad guy. I mean, what if they really went that role? Because Roman, he's not going to turn heel. He's the top babyface. He runs the yard. What if they just swerve us like that?
I mean, I disagree with you that Seth Rollins is such a great heel. I think he was a great babyface, and he should have been the person to defeat Brock Lesnar. So, I mean, Seth Rollins is just overall a great wrestler. He can play heel or babyface fantastically, if that's even a word. But I mean, if Dean and or Seth turn, I mean, they're going to get. The thing is, if Dean turns on the Shield, he's going to get booed when he goes against Rollins. But we've seen that feud so many times. It was the feud coming out of the Shield breakup. But then when Dean is going to face Roman, which is, you got to make Roman look good and put him over strong. Dean, I mean, these pay-per-views are always in big markets normally, so you're going to get a favorable reaction for Dean when he goes up against Roman. So, just turn Roman heel or do something, because that's what the people want, and wrestling is about giving what the people want and making money off of.
I mean, the money feud I want to see is Roman and Rollins. A heel Seth Rollins going up against the big dog. That's money. That's money to me. That's all.
What's even more money is a heel Roman Reigns going up against Seth Rollins. That's more money, because people actually want to see that.
I mean,
people are going to know if Roman is heel or Roman's babyface, then Roman's just going to he's going to win, because that's what Roman does.
I mean, I don't know, man. Do we have to fly out to Stamford and knock on Vince's office door and tell him straight to his face to turn Roman heel? I don't know. But like, it's Roman and Rollins. That's money to me. I see dollar signs.
Yeah, I do too, but just not the rules you see them as.
Okay, all right. Well, the main event of Monday Night Raw was Shield and 6-man tag team action. Stephanie McMahon, she is unhappy with the way Baron Corbin has been acting as the Raw general manager, so she tells him he's in a match, go find some partners, and so he does in the Authors of Pain, AOP.
Yeah, Stephanie McMahon returns, and the first thing she does is take Baron Corbin's balls away from him.
As she does to everyone.
As she does to everybody, but, I mean, I thought this was a good segment, or a good match. I mean, AOP being a mystery opponent, I thought was a good idea. they're not a big enough name to where you can announce it ahead of time. People are going to get hyped for it. But, build a mystery opponent, make it be like, let people run wild at what they think is going to happen. I think AOP made a whole lot of sense. They didn't end up taking the pin. That was Corbin. AOP, I think, looked strong. They competed well against the Shield. I think it was just overall a good story and well executed in terms of, the mystery partners and the match itself.
Yes, I mean, when Roman was staring down with Razor, I was like, oh my god, I want to see it. I want to see it. That was awesome. Yeah, Corbin, he took every finisher. He took a curb stomp, a dirty deeds, and he took a spear.
I think this is, I don't know. Eventually, Corbin's going to ever feud with Roman for the title, but I think this just shows that they're not as high on Baron Corbin as they were a couple years ago. They're not protecting him as much.
Yeah, he's not going to burn the place down with Roman, as somebody once said.
There's still time.
There's still time. Oh my god, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we will see enough Baron Corbin Roman Reigns matches within the next few years.
Within the next few years,
one is bound to tear the house down.
As that one person once said on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's enough Raw talk. Let's get into the SmackDown recap. So we have Asuka and Naomi defeat Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Can I just say, Mandy Rose's running, jumping knee, or whatever it is, maybe a better V-trigger than Kenny Omega. I'll say it right now.
I don't know about that, but just building up Asuka and Naomi for their match down in Australia against the Iconics.
Yes, I love the Iconics.
Yeah, they're going to be super over in Melbourne.
And Buddy Murphy is going to be super over as well.
And I completely forgot about the 205 division, as probably everybody else did.
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, it was just a simple tag match, get Asuka and Naomi ready for the Iconics, as you just said. All right, moving on from that, Rusev demands answers from Aiden English. Oh my god, when they broke up last week, it hurt my heart. But then Aiden English on the mic this week, he was pretty good, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think he was a lot more serious. He still has the singing gimmick a little bit, but it's not as kind of corny and over the top as he was last time he did a singles run. And I think him as a heel, I don't see any big plans for him down the line. I think Rusev probably is going to end up winning the feud, but I think he's kind of a good mid-card gatekeeper for NXT call-ups. He's a good hand. He can probably get some heat with his singing and other stuff like that. I think he's a good hand and keep him down there. And good for Aiden.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say it right now, the whole Aiden Day, I'm not a fan of it.
I mean, everybody has it. Like, there's Lana Day, there's Rusev Day, and Aiden Day. I mean, get your merch money.
Like, Aiden Day, like, no. Like, Lana Day, like, why are you taking work? Why are you going off of work? Oh, it's Lana Day. Now, that sounds cool. And Rusev Day just happens to fall on every day of the year, so that's alright. But Aiden Day, I'm not a fan of it. I mean, the biggest point of this is, Aiden asked Lana, you didn't tell Rusev what happened that night in Milwaukee?
We don't know what happened in Milwaukee.
I've been doing some research, man. What was it, like 2016? There was a SmackDown in Milwaukee, and Lana was not by Rusev's side. I think she was doing her whole thing with, or was it 2015? She was doing her whole thing with Dolph Ziggler, so that could be it. Or remember when the Rock came back in that backstage segment? He said he taught Lana the Wisconsin wheelbarrow. So you never know.
I did see the thing with The Rock, and that was kind of thrown away because he said something about it being like in a Brooklyn hotel the day before or something like that. So The Rock thing, I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. I mean, it's probably just going to be something like, Lana walks into like Aiden's, hotel room or something because they're going to play in Rusev's birthday party or something. I don't know, something stupid like that.
I mean, I don't know. SmackDown 1000's coming up. The Rock should most likely be there. You never know.
Will The Rock be there?
I don't know.
Is he just gonna phone in an appearance like he did for SmackDown 900 or something? He's just this is my show because I left the SmackDown.
We got 4 weeks to find out. We'll see. All right, Sheamus defeats Big E. They're preparing.
Jeez, there's gonna be another show that have to be plugging. They're gonna have to. they have the Australia show, but that's going to be done by then. You have the Evolution, Crown Jewel, and SmackDown 1000 Idol, and Survivor Series. I can't keep up with all these shows, Philip.
I can. I like it.
There's too much stuff going on.
Same here, but I enjoy all the wrestling. Keeps me sane.
Anyways.
Keeps me sane like Kari. No? That's not funny? Alright. Moving on from that. Sheamus does defeat Big E. No, they're preparing for that SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match in Australia. Thoughts on this?
It was fine. Sheamus winning, just more stuff to fill TV time.
Just more stuff to fill TV time. Yes. Alright, so Randy Orton attacks Ty Dillinger while Ty Dillinger is having a non-championship match against United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Randy Orton, he just beats him down, then he keeps going back and beats him down. After that, Shinsuke hits him with a Kinshasa. And then somebody, who was the interviewer backstage that talked to Orton? I can't remember their name.
Tom Phillips?
It was Tom Phillips? No, it wasn't Tom Phillips.
Yeah. Mike Roman is on commentary, and Tom Phillips is the backstage interviewer.
I see what you did there. Yeah, so Orton just said, he really pisses me off. So, and somebody said that could be like the new damn. Like you just, because like when he took a pause, I was like, is he gonna say damn? I had those Ron Simmons feels. So thoughts on that?
I think Randy Orton turned babyface in my eyes by saying he's pissed off at that tank crap. Going back to the actual, not the match, but the Shinsuke thing. Like Shinsuke, I thought he looked really good in the match, and then like the cheap shot that he took at the end was kind of like one of the most heelish things Shinsuke's done besides hit people in the balls. So Shinsuke is just like spinning his wheels right now. Like I kind of forget that he's even U.S. champion. He comes out on SmackDown like maybe every other week. So I don't know what they're doing with him if they're waiting for something to happen or someone to get called up. But they need to do something with Shinsuke. Maybe Shinsuke is leaving for New Japan, like all the rumors say.
We shall see. Alright, so SmackDown Live kicks off with Truth TV. This was amazing. I loved everything about this. Shout out Carmella in the new hair color.
She's a babyface now, so she had to change her hair up, right?
So
that's how we know she's good now.
Yeah, I saw her. I was like, wow, hello. Anyway, so Truth TV, his guest is Daniel Bryan, and they're talking about The Miz, and then that match coming up next week in Australia. Winner gets an opportunity at the WWE Championship. The Miz comes out and he says, what is this? This is a cheap imitation of my show. Then he starts talking to Daniel Bryan's like, unlike you, I will do anything to get to the top. I will do anything to get one step closer to the WWE Championship. And then R-Truth, they have a match so Miz can keep Miz TV, I guess. Miz is like, no, that's ridiculous. He goes backstage, and Gorilla and Paige is there. She's like, oh yeah, you're gonna have a match with him. Go. And then so they have the match, and Miz wins.
I think I enjoyed Truth TV a little more than I should have. I'm a little ashamed to admit that.
The random dance break, it was like random dancing from iCarly. I loved everything about it.
Yeah, I thought the Truth TV segment was fun. I said it when I first started. I thought this Carmella Truth thing could be really fun. Carmella being a babyface, it works. She has done it before with Enzo and Cass. She knows what she's doing, and she's not wrestling, which is a good thing. I think she's a lot better, on the mic and as a character than actually as an in-ring talent.
Wow.
I don't think that's a real scalding hot take, but
better than Brie Bella.
I think a lot of that. Is Brie Bella the worst wrestler on the roster in WWE?
Lana.
Yeah, Lana knows her limitations. She ain't gonna go out there and start doing suicide dives.
Lana's gonna break out a moonsault in a couple weeks. You have my word.
Charlotte's been doing moonsaults for years and she still can't hit them right.
Wow. True. You're right. But yeah, I think I did enjoy Truth TV way too much. I think, that might become, a regular, segment. I don't think it was a one-off. I think they did it so well and everything was executed so well that it might become a regular thing. Yeah,
I hope they still do more things with Truth and Carmella. I mean, they have the mixed match challenge thing. I don't even watch the mixed match challenge, so I don't know if they've lost yet. They probably did. Did they lose to the Miz and Asuka last week?
I don't even know.
Who cares? It's a mixed match challenge. People, I like looked at it for like 10 seconds, and they were doing like the push-up thing with Mickey James and Jinder Mahal or whatever. There's like 20-something thousand people watching. It's like, ooh, that's not a lot of people compared to how many people watch SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah, very, very true, very true. All right, so we have a video segment of Becky Lynch attacking Charlotte while she's having a photo shoot, and Becky, she stands on Charlotte holding up the championship. She's like, "Take my picture, take my picture." And then after that, going on through SmackDown, she has a backstage segment with Lana. They have some words, and then they have a match together, and Becky wins.
As my girl Becky should. I felt like maybe having Charlotte taking that photo off maybe does help Becky Lynch's call a little bit, because like Becky's the champion. Why is Charlotte getting the photo shoot and not Becky? But it was just like in my mind, just kind of rationing things out. I don't know if that's a word either, but I'm just making stuff up. People have photo shoots all the time. Maybe that's her new T-shirt, so she had a model for it for WWE shop, but just a little angle for them going forward. So it wasn't a big deal, but it was okay for what it was.
It was alright. It was chill. I enjoyed it. Becky, people keep saying like she's stone cold or whatever. I don't know about all that, man. She's just a badass. Like, that's it.
She just has to drive a Zamboni to the ring and then she's stone cold.
Yeah. She has to have a last truck and spray up. I don't even know what kind of.
She has to be guzzling down Guinnesses.
Just spraying Guinnesses at people. I don't know, man. Becky Lynch, they got away from her like bashing on the crowd, because she was on Lillian Garcia's podcast this past Monday. Go check it out. It's an amazing listen. And she's like, yeah, we had to. She was like, no, we had to get away from that because me telling people that they wronged me, like that's just not gonna work. They're gonna keep cheering me. And then so they just went with the badass route of Becky Lynch, and it's really worked out for her. I really enjoy Becky Lynch right now. She's one of my favorites right now, man. I'm serious. She's doing the damn thing.
I mean, I don't know if there's any room for you on this Becky Lynch bandwagon that I've been leading for the past 3-4 years.
Hey man, it's cool. I'm still.
You can walk behind it. I don't know if you can get on it though. You can trail it.
I'm still on some bandwagons, man. I'm still on the Ziggler bandwagon for about like 10 plus years now. I'm still on the Sasha bandwagon. When she does something meaningful again, I'm still gonna be right there with her. I'm right there with her now, and she's not doing anything. I'm a loyal fan.
Yeah, I'm on the Bayley bandwagon. It's a little empty right now, but it has a little more legroom, so it's a little comfortable. I'm just waiting till everyone comes back. Just like when the A's, the A's, they're garbage for 3 to 4 years, and they come back, they make a run. Just like right now, everybody wants to hop on the bandwagon. I'm just like, where y'all been at?
Exactly.
Come on.
All right, so the WWE contract signing for the Australia match between the phenomenal AJ Styles, who's the current WWE Heavyweight Champion, and Samoa Joe, the Samoan Submission Machine, is the challenger. Joe doesn't appear, and then we see on the Titantron, Samoa Joe. I like how he didn't have like a WWE camera crew; he just had his phone. I thought that was a very nice touch. And so yeah, he's at the Styles residence. By the way, like we all know, AJ Styles' real name is Alan Jones. Really, Styles on the mailbox, that was really far-fetched for me.
That was the only part of the segment that seemed fake to you?
I mean, AJ's not a great actor, so like his reactions weren't really the best. That too.
But it wasn't like it was kind of awkward because for me it didn't really feel like I didn't know if like Samoa Joe was live and he was actually talking to AJ because like AJ was saying things to Joe, but then Joe wasn't really like answering what AJ was saying. It was like kind of an awkward like interaction between the two because obviously Samoa Joe wasn't actually talking to AJ because I don't think he can FaceTime the Titantron. But
what if he could? That'd be so cool.
But anyways, if you can describe what happened throughout, and I can react.
Yeah, so AJ has awkward reactions while Joe is talking to AJ. He's like, AJ, you and I both know something. your family's inside that house. You know, so he just keeps talking about his family, and then it just cuts, you know, as the segment's going on, like, SmackDown just ends, like, he doesn't go inside the house yet, so that's a cliffhanger, like, does he go inside? Does he see Wendy? Does he see the boys? Does he see AJ's daughter? Like, we don't know.
And there's been no news, no clips on YouTube saying what happened, just nothing.
Yeah, so...
I mean, I had a lot of issues with it. I'm not going to say they were like, you know, completely, it's just going to ruin the entire story and it's the worst thing that's ever happened, but it was just like more things WWE trying to go, you know, they try to be creative and they kind of are too creative for their own good that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because, I mean, Joe going to the house, as you said, the whole Styles on the mailbox thing was a little stupid because we all know that's not his real name. I mean, I don't know if you want to put, like, the Joneses on there. You can just have... you could have just shown him, like, just showing the face of the house, and then AJ reacted like, Joe, don't do it, man. Like he was doing the entire time, and, like, you're telling me nobody, like, you're telling me AJ's wife or AJ's family doesn't watch SmackDown to see Daddy. No one of AJ's friends or anybody who has contact with the wife watches SmackDown and could call her and be like, hey, Joe's outside right now, like, lock the doors, don't answer the door, whatever, like,
or why did
and then the whole thing of him, like, ringing the doorbell and just cuts to black and we don't know what the hell happened.
Or why didn't AJ, like, run to the back and, like, grab somebody's phone to call his wife and let her know what's going on, like, come on.
Yeah, I did not like this segment all that much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of WWE trying other stuff. I said they should try something like this, and it could have been executed a lot better, obviously. But you know, it's it's just moving the story along.
I mean, I guess they're going the whole real route with them and doing the whole family storyline. Honestly, I thought the storybook thing was a whole lot better. Just kind of keeping it in the realm of the arena and just doing things like that is a whole lot more believable than what they try to do here. Like for NXT, like yeah, sometimes they go outside Full Sail, but it's still like on campus and the whole Aleister Black thing in the parking lot. Like NXT doesn't really do things outside of the arena, and New Japan doesn't do anything like almost outside the ring, basically, except for backstage press conferences. So, I mean, kind of keeping it, and I mean, we have a Lucha Underground thing coming up. The Lucha Underground does it a whole bunch, but that's a whole different show that has its own little set of rules. But for WWE, try to keep it at least in the arena to make it the most believable you can.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna do like a Triple H Randy Orton go into the house where they brawl inside the house thing next week. I don't know. We'll see.
And the other thing is, like, what did we actually think Samoa Joe was going to do? Was he just going to ring on? Was he going to just whatever door ditch or whatever it's called? Was he going to, like, you know, go in there and like sexually assault AJ Styles' wife or abduct his kids or something? Like, what were we supposed to think he was going to do? Because we know he's not going to actually do it. They're not going to show him doing anything like that. So, what was like the whole scary point of Joe going to AJ's house?
Just to show AJ that Daddy's home. I mean, but like Samoa Joe's been on this run, man. I love AJ as champion. I love AJ Styles, but I kind of want Joe to win that championship now. It would seem wrong if he didn't.
Well, we can get into our predictions in next week.
Yes.
I'm gonna wait and see what happens with everything. Do they want AJ to hold the title for 435 days to break someone's record? Is there a little they got their pity?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it all depends on what happens with the Bryan Miz match earlier on in the night.
I mean, I think if Miz or Daniel Bryan wins, they can go either way. But if Miz wins, I think it's gonna show that AJ wins because there's no way they can do a Miz Samoa Joe feud. That's
very true. All right, Superstar Spotlight. Who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got?
So many people to choose from here. I mean, if we're just gonna go off WWE, I'm gonna go with Randy Orton just because I really popped for him saying that him off, and you have to censor me out because I just said a cuss word. I'm sorry.
Yes, you did. It's okay, buddy. I understand.
I mean that kind of crap really pisses me off.
It really grinds your gears.
Yep.
Understandable, man. Understandable. I might have to go Dolph Ziggler for his promo going up against Dean and talking about all the stuff that happened a couple years ago on Smackdown and seeing the fire in Dean's eye when he was the heavyweight champion of the world. Like, I really enjoyed that.
And the Revival. I think the Revival needs an honorable mention or Liv Morgan. Stay strong, girl.
Oh yes, Liv Morgan. You stay strong, baby girl. We need you back. All right, so why don't you tell us what our promo pick of the week is, buddy?
So this might be probably the first ever promo that we've had on our promo picks where actually no words have actually been spoken. If you've listened to some of my picks the past couple of weeks, I've been kind of going along with what podcasts I've been listening to. And PCO has been on the Steve Austin show the last couple of weeks, so they talked about how him doing some Frankenstein stuff. And so I have the resurrection of PCO 2018, which you can see on PCO's YouTube channel. And if you're a little squeamish, if you don't like blood or any hardcore type thing, I definitely would suggest you not to watch this because I'm just going to describe what happens. PCO, his whole gimmick is he's Frankenstein. He's laying on the bed, and some guy, I don't know exactly what his name is, takes some car starters or whatever you call them, running out of ammunition right now, and he jumps PCO kind of, and then he also puts a nail through his nose. He gives him blood, and then he does all this stuff, and PCO resurrects. And we talked about PCO after WrestleMania with his whole match with Walter, and PCO, one of the hottest wrestlers going right now. He's in his early 50s. It's crazy.
Yeah, I did watch some of this, and this was very interesting to watch. I was like, "What, Brandon? What do you have me watching?" I was
gonna give you a warning, but I was like, I think it's just better if you just jump into a cold.
Yeah, I was just like, "Oh my."
That wasn't the worst thing. There's another video out there where they cut his chest open and they put a car battery in him or something like that.
What the?
Something.
Oh.
If you just go through PCO's YouTube channel, it's just a whole bunch of crazy stuff that he's doing. He has a giant scar down the center of it. He was talking about this on the Stone Cold podcast. He went all for an angle. He went to some doctor. The doctor cut him open down the chest, stapled him up, just for an angle.
That's
just legit. Cut him. Just cut him. That was it.
I thought Macho Man getting a legal separation from Elizabeth for a storyline was dedication to the business, but PCO, he's really, oh my god, he has a new dedication for wrestling that I've never heard of. Shout out. I'm gonna have to go watch a lot of his stuff now. Yep. Alright, our closing match pick of the week. It is Ultimate Luchadors Part 3, Prince Puma, we know that guy, versus Rey Mysterio Jr., July 23rd, 2016.
Yeah, good match. Hopefully we can see a rematch in WWE sometime with Prince Puma, who we all know is Ricochet.
What? Really?
What?
Really?
I've heard rumors that maybe, they have kind of the similar tattoo and similar build. I don't know exactly. The same as the rumors of Sami Zayn being El Generico, I think are completely bull. I think Generico's down in Tijuana helping the kids out, but I think there's a little more legitimacy with the whole Prince Puma Ricochet thing. But
so wait,
hopefully it's a similar match.
Was Hulk Hogan Mr. America or?
It was never proven. These are all just rumors and innuendos.
Yeah, these are all just speculation. Yeah, but this was a really good match, high flying, and as of course you would think from both guys, a lot of lucha moves going around. Big 619 West Coast pop to finish the match. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, now I think Rey Mysterio might even be a little bit better because he has a little more rest. He's kind of gotten healthy. So will he have a match like this in WWE? Maybe. I think Rey Mysterio versus Almas is kind of a logical pick for a match of this style to be this good. So hopefully they have the chance to do something like that.
Yes, put my boy Ray on SmackDown and let him let him flourish. Let him go.
Hopefully, once again, I'm being selfish, and they put Rey Mysterio's on Survivor Series somehow. And, we get the SoCal pop and other stuff. And there's other rumors out there that maybe Undertaker and Shawn Michaels are going to face off in Survivor Series, and I'm really hoping for that because I'm selfish and I just want to see everything for myself.
Wow, you can't be selfish, man. Can we get something cool for TLC? I'll be in the house for that.
I wanted to go, but Travis Scott's also the same day in Oakland. I don't know if I'm going to go to TLC.
Travis, I mean, he had like Antidote. That's probably his best song. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Well, I mean, you haven't heard Astroworld, and I saw him open for Kendrick Lamar, and I knew his songs, but I wasn't like super into him. Travis Scott is honestly probably one of the best rap performers live in the business. Maybe behind Kanye, because Kanye is probably the best concert I've ever been to, but Travis Scott, it's kind of like a rock concert. It's crazy.
What about my boy Aubrey Graham? What about Drake, man?
I mean, I saw Drake. I'm going to go to the concert next week or next month, but Drake's cool. He's alright. He doesn't have the same stage presence as Travis and
all because he's from Canada, man.
I mean, that has a little bit to do with it, but
wow. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, please follow us on Twitter at BulletCast. Instagram is The BulletCast. YouTube channel is The BulletCast. We're also on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play. I found out we're on Podbean. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that before in my life. 99.9 FM KW in Watsonville. Listen to us every Friday night from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's pretty cool. iHeartRadio possibly coming up. Any other closing remarks, Brandon?
Listen to the Carter 5. Listen to Kanye's new album coming out tomorrow. It's going to be great. Great weekend for music.
What? Lil Wayne released another one?
The Carter 5?
Yeah.
You didn't know he released it? You've been living under a rock?
I mean, I don't even listen to Lil Wayne, so it's like,
Man, I'm listening to Lil Wayne. The Carter 3, in my opinion, is the greatest rap album of all time. Come at me.
Have you not heard Tupacalypse Now or Ready to Die or Life After Death? Come on now, my guy.
I mean, if you guys want to send us fan mail about rap questions and other miscellaneous things that have nothing to do with wrestling, I'm completely open to it. Maybe we can do a whole podcast of just random fan mail questions. If we want, we'll just throw it on the regular podcast because we have nothing else better to do, especially during the dog days of winter when there's nothing going on.
Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Brandon, I'll see you next week, buddy.
Okay. Toodles.
Bye-bye.
This has been the BulletCast. Thank you for listening.